Hey guys, Captain Chairbus here. Just watched the Xbox Game Studios preview for Flight Simulator 2024 and wanted to do a quick video to kind of go over my first impressions, see what you guys think, and let's get hyped for the 2024 train coming at the end of the year here. So let's get the preview started and we'll start breaking down my first observations. Okay. Asobo. Okay, so right off the bat here, this is insane. The rocks, they kind of showed us like earlier some of the previews of the Grand Canyon from afar, but the rocks and the tessellation techniques that they're using are unbelievable with the light reflecting off of it. You can see the actual like chips in the rocks. It looks like you would slide off if you walked on these. And I live in the desert. This is unbelievably accurate to kind of like around the March-April season, because you have these yellow flowers blooming in the desert, and you can really see the unbelievable amount of attention that they put into the vegetation. Like right in this one scene, you probably have 30 to 40 different species of plants, and that's like a theme that they kind of said they were going to be focusing on. So you have like this is insane. Like that's an ocotillo plant down there that's common in the desert. It has thorns on it. It's kind of tall. It's called an ocotillo because it looks like an octopus. And then you have like these brush weeds, and this is just absolutely incredible. The atmosphere looks really good. I can't really tell how much better it is than 2020, but it looks good. You kind of have this morning haze effect. It looks like an early morning scene here where you have like this little haze that you would kind of see like the morning dew. And we're in Monument Valley, Utah. And this is definitely high definition photogrammetry that they're using for Monument Valley. But yeah, just right off the bat, these plants are blowing my mind. Okay. All right, so more plants. You can see they really like to showcase the diversity and the biosphere that they've created here. Clouds look fine to me, like not super different, and they're kind of showcasing that little haze effect here. Nice definition on the cliff faces, which is what like really gives if you're a low and slow flyer, which I'm not, but I might get into it in this simulator, because the definition in the terrain is definitely superior. Okay, we're in a acrobatic plane. They really like to show off their new soft physics model, like soft materials. So like these inflatable, I don't know what you call them, but these inflatable obstacles for these racers. Like these probably get affected by wind and stuff. That does look really cool. You can see some of like the effects here that give it that realistic look on the lines, as if it's like an inflatable tubing down here. More haze. We're flying through the haze. Let me just go back and look at that one more time, because the contrast is interesting between the haze and above the haze. And they're trying to show the smoke effects. This looks like okay. I'm not like super blown away by it. It's not far superior to the current stuff we've got in 2020. But let me just see this one more time. Right here, like you can see the line here. The light is kind of scattering, kind of right in our face, which is really cool. You can see the rays kind of hitting over the wing with the smoke. It's illuminating the smoke coming out of the back of the Extra 300. And then you have like the definition up here where it's kind of hazy down here. So that's quite impressive. There's a lot going on in this shot that is a true marvel of software engineering here and artistry. Okay, so these guys are flying in the formation. Their smoke is coming out. That's cool. Really a lot of definition in that desert. This is really impressive. If you're flying low to the ground, that is quite amazing. The next generation. Okay, that is a show-stopping scene right here. Okay, I think this is like the premium airport for JFK, but this is the thing that I was hoping for, and it looks like they are truly delivering, which are these moving vehicles. You have like baggage handlers, fuel trucks, more baggage handlers. I don't know what that guy's doing. That looks like a veterinary services or something, but another fuel truck, what's that? That's a stair loader. They're all moving. And this is like my biggest gripe about the scenes at some of the airports in Microsoft, particularly default airports, is they seem dead and lifeless. When you get these vehicles moving around, this looks like an incredibly immersive, alive situation. Let's just like watch that one more time. That's really remarkable. Okay, see these guys moving? That brings look at that. That brings so much life to the airport scene. There's a couple other things in this scene. You have the departing traffic up here, which again, more movement, more life, more immersion. And I mean, it's really remarkable what they pulled off in 2020, just with the lighting and the atmosphere and everything we already have. But this just adds that extra layer of incredible immersion. The atmosphere looks good. The photogrammetry, they're using like a lens blur effect, so it's giving kind of a depth of field is what the word I'm trying to find. But yeah, lighting looks really good. They've obviously added a lot of AI. They've been talking about licensing, so they've got KLM and United here. So these airports are going to be filled with licensed AI traffic, which is cool. I don't know that it's going to be better than like FSLTL or AIG. We'll have to see. But man, this is I'm an airliner flyer. I like to fly pretend airliners from my pretend chair and pretend I'm an airline pilot. So this is what I'm most interested in, and this is really what I was hoping for. A question we should be curious about is like, are these vehicles going to recognize the user's object, and are they going to stop if we're, say, pushing back from a gate like they do in real life? They'll stop for you. I wonder if they are artificially intelligent enough to stop when we're pushing back from the gate or taxiing to a gate. Are they going to give us the right of way? That would be an interesting thing to see. I know that that's possible because they do it in X-Plane. So hopefully they've taken that into account so it doesn't kind of break the immersion of these amazing airport scenes. Okay, let's continue. Okay, that like what is that, like a Ford Explorer looks freaking awesome. The headlight is really cool, and the tail lights, like that looks so good. Now we're being introduced to an A330 here. We have some some maintenance guys going over probably a maintenance schedule over here. Again, more immersion. That's something that really does happen when these planes are getting turned around. These guys will check the oil, and they'll do visual inspections on brakes and the wings and everything. My first impression of this A330 is, this looked to me, I can just tell by the tire textures, that looks exactly like the AnyBuild's A330 tire textures. They look really rubbery. It has like a certain look to it if you own the A300 by AnyBuild. So this is definitely an AnyBuild product. I love the weathering and the dirt coming down kind of with the fuselage. That's a really nice texturing effect. And we have a female captain with 4 stripes, and she looks like she's about to do her prelim walk around. And so let's go around. There's those vehicles again, just looking amazing. All right, this is something that they are really proud of, is their soft physics model. I'm wondering if this remove before flight tag is actually being affected by the ambient wind at the ground level. I'm guessing that is what's going on, because they, particularly Sebastian from Sobo, loves showing off the soft physics model that they are incorporating into a lot of the missions and stuff. So I think we're seeing it here on the tags and on the fabric here. It's pretty cool to see it. Every rivet is visible, which is typical for a high quality any builds model. Let's continue. Okay, we got a nice shot of the A330 MCP. This looks pretty good. This is what I'm used to seeing from any builds. It looks very similar to their new Neo model. You got the fingerprints on the LCD screens, which looks really nice. Weathering on the knobs. Okay, this I got like some questions about because we have a wide variety of different people in this jetway, and in my opinion, this looks extremely smooth. Like the fluidity of the animations looks incredible. I'm just catching. I got so distracted by these people, I missed like these guys down on the ground with all the baggage carts. Look at all this ground clutter. There's so much going on, but if you ever flown in real life, which I'm sure most of you have, this is what it looks like in a real airport environment. They got the pushback truck waiting to go to get ready and connect. They got the gate connected. The pilots are doing their thing up front. We got the maintenance guys having a chat about last night's Yankees game. There's a lot going on. Nice clouds. I mean, wow, this feels like a real airport, and I think they listen to the community, and they're gonna really do their best to enhance the default airport ambiance to give you that feel that this is a real thing, that you're loading up your passengers and we're going into a busy airport environment just like it happens in real life. So my question would be, are these people default, or have they maybe done some partnership with GSX? I know I'm a huge fan of Microsoft doing partnership deals and kind of aqua hiring, where you acquire and hire the best third-party developers and incorporate them natively into the sim. I'm a huge fan of that. I would be ecstatic if they've done that with GSX, because they integrate into a lot of our favorite payware airplanes. But this looks really good. The animations look unbelievable. And I know this is something that they mentioned they were going to do, but to see it looks amazing. Hang on, we got to rewind that. Look at that. Oh, love it. Ooh, and there's a plane like moving in the background there too, which is cool. There's a little United. Okay. Let's take a look at this scene. So yeah, just to confirm, this is definitely the AnyBuilds format. This is present on their A310 and their A300. And just let's just appreciate the texturing. Like the glare shield is just beautifully weathered. I feel like I can feel the fabric in the headrest that the captain is sitting in. Like the amount of detail. You can see the different texture in her mic boom, her shirt, her tie. Then you've got the harder textures of the airplane, the windows. This is just masterful, and what gives the simulator just the look and feel that we all love, and is truly revolutionary for flight sim. You got the sun kind of coming in and hitting her face directly, and it's reflecting off the seat, which really shows off that fabric texture. Very nice. So yeah. AnyBuilds A330. I know there's already chat like, what about the Aerosoft A330? This is just my personal opinion. Like I like the AnyBuilds default aircraft. However, I do expect like Aerosoft to deliver something a cut above the AnyBuilds inside the sim. The A320 Neo, I gotta be honest, like I'm a Phoenix fanboy. So if I'm flying Airbus, I'm flying Phoenix. Like I don't really mess with the default, even the AnyBuilds A320. Maybe I haven't given it a fair shot, but I just prefer the look, the feel, and the system's depth of the Phoenix. All right, let's continue on. All right, we're taking off. Okay, these runway textures, I don't know about you, these look kind of like the current simulator. And same thing for the taxiway textures. I'm not like blown away by that. The other thing is the photogrammetry does kind of still have slightly melted look to it. So it's not going to be like Samsung 3D perfect buildings everywhere you go. So we're going to have to set our expectations. It'll be better, but it ain't going to look like you're standing right in the middle of Manhattan looking at every detail of every window. So it's still going to kind of have misshape and misform in the photogrammetry, particularly at distance. But yeah, these runway textures, not blown away, but that's okay. Hopefully the payware airports are all running extremely well and performing extremely well, where we can enjoy the payware rather than the Sobo stuff. But cool scene, the lights coming in nicely. And I'm wondering, are we gonna be flying with pilots in the cockpit now by default? So are they gonna be giving us the option to show the pilots? Because that's kind of interesting. Can we customize the way the pilots look? So maybe we want to mimic what we look like. These are all questions I'm sure that'll be getting answered. Me personally, I don't really care if there's pilots in the cockpit or not. It looks cool when you're looking from the outside into the cockpit, but I don't mind flying in an empty cockpit. I'm looking at the switches and the gauges and stuff, so. But you never know. Sometimes they'll add, sometimes you don't think you're missing something until you use it. And then you're like, wow, how could I ever fly without a co-pilot next to me? So I'll give it a shot if that's a feature and see if it enhances the experience or if I'm neutral. But yeah, I can already tell from the color of the PFDs and everything, this is definitely innies. All right, very nice. The tilted gear for the butter machine A330. And yeah, this just kind of displays more of what I was thinking, which is you have these they're slightly off, slightly apocalyptic looking buildings, which is totally fine. It looks cool once you get to 500-600 feet in the air and you're kind of looking down. It looks perfect. Clouds look really nice. Atmosphere is still looking really nice. You can see the vegetation is just more and more detailed in this sim, and there's a lot of planes taxiing back here, which gives it, again, more life to the airport. Let's take a look at that. Look at these planes taxiing. So one more time here. Yeah, nice. Again, runway textures, not blowing my socks off, but it's all good. Hopefully our payware runs really good in this sim. Amazing though, look at the detail in the fuselage. You can see the panels and the rivets and the weathering just extremely well. That is a testament to AnyBuild's texture work. Nice engine heat blur effects, very subtle, but I think they're kind of a little bit too much sometimes, but this looks perfect. And yeah, he's going to Amsterdam from JFK. Good luck. Pursue your dream of a career in aviation. So this is where they're definitely focusing on, as Jorg has mentioned, is a lot of people that play Flight Simulator are not like bat sim junkies, and they're not simulating the airline operation. So they needed to kind of give people missions and different options, because there really is no point to flight simulation unless you have a particular goal. So it's hard for new people to get into it, because it's like, well, where should I even fly to? Now, if you're like a veteran VAT sim person, or you've been flying with flight sim for 20 years, you know your favorite places to fly. But if somebody's just trying to get into it, they are definitely pushing mission type, career type stuff for new entrants into the hobby. So let's take a look. All right, there's Ayers Rock. Let's take a. They really cut the scenes close. This is like a TikTok reel. Okay, so Ayers Rock. I've never been to Australia. This looks good though. The desert. You have the plants are not here. This is just like a flat Bing image you can see. So once we get lower to the ground, it'll definitely load in. Nice clouds. This looks very similar, particularly here. I can kind of see the graininess right here. This does look like Flight Sim 2020. So I don't know how improved the weather modeling, but they got 6 months. And you can see these flat bottoms. It really looks like 2020. But overall, a nice scene. Looks like the Pilatus here, which is used for special operations to get people in and out of medical emergencies in Australia. So you can see here a grass strip. This is amazing. Again, the vegetation. I can see 3 different types of grass. I can see a couple different types of trees, the terrain. I think like if you watch it close, you can see the terrain popping on the hills. Which like that's not a that personally doesn't bother me, but it's just something to observe because you can see that they're still limited, obviously, with what they can animate. So let's take a look at like the terrain. I didn't see it pop, but I think there was a couple of scenes where I saw scenery popping. Okay, this is quite remarkable here. We have a Land Rover with a bunch of fuel tanks, a Defender. It looks like somebody is having a medical emergency, and they're loading them up into the Pilatus, which can get into these really tight strips in Australia. Beautiful vegetation. You can really see it up close. You can see the branches. Like, I don't know how they even do this. Like, the amount of I feel like that just that tree, like it's a tree simulator almost at some points. Like, just that tree, the amount of memory and processing it takes just to render that in is like a arbor. What's the word? Like, tree sim. Like, it's nuts what they're able to do. And it's like, you can see how it follows the terrain. This looks really natural in the background. Amazing. Very good. Much better than 2020. There's man, just like, look at that scene. Like, at some points, this starts to look like a landscape simulator. You can tell where they put all a lot of their time and effort as making the ground level scenery just really look as amazing as they possibly could with all this diversity. Okay, so everybody's looking concerned as we're doing an air ambulance mission. So this is one of the career types, which again, for newcomers to the hobby, if you don't necessarily have a goal of what you're trying to accomplish with the simulator, this is a great objective that you can do and feel like you're learning something and accomplishing something in the simulator. So, okay. Very nice. Okay, soft physics. Here we go. This is Sebastian's pride and glory right here, because he loves to show this. Another Land Rover Defender. Wow, I wonder if there's a partnership going on between Land Rover and Microsoft. We're doing soft physics. Aerial advertising is what this is. So this is impressive, by the way. I don't know that it translates to the other physics in the sim. But oh, look at the dandelions and the weeds. There's so much here to talk about. Like, look at the grass. And it goes on for quite a while, by the way. It looks like they increased the level of detail look how far the detail in the actual blades of grass, the dandelions are, and they're all in different phases of blooming. Like, some are flower state, some are like the seed state. It's really... There's so much detail just in, forget all the other stuff, like just in this grass. So yeah, amazing. You have like a palm tree, deciduous type trees. Amazing. And then this, I don't know if that's animated or if that's an actual physics of the simulator, but if that's the real physics, that I got to give them credit. Like, that's amazing how it drags the thing and you can almost hear it snap like a whip. Let's watch this. Yeah, amazing. And now he's up here towing it. Since he's got the velocity, now it's gonna sprawl out, and they made this great sign, the sky is not the limit. It looks like we're in Miami, I'm gonna guess. Atmosphere in this scene, the sim can sometimes look not great during the day, like when the sun's around noon, in the middle of the afternoon. This looks okay. It looks like the tree size, I don't know that, like, is it me or is like the tree size kind of gigantic? Like, some of these trees are 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 stories high. I don't see that. Looks the same to me, the tree size, as Flight Sim 2020. I was reading an interesting thread on AbSim where somebody said they had to make like an executive decision, because if you make the trees too small, you're going to have to load 10 times more trees into the sim. So to save processing and rendering on the CPU and all the threads, they just decide to make the trees gigantic to fill up the space. So it looks, if you're not looking like I'm looking, it looks great because the trees are kind of filling in the space, versus if the trees are really small, then they're going to have to put tons more trees, and then that's going to kill the performance of the simulator. So everything in software engineering is kind of a trade-off. And so that's a smart trade-off. In my opinion, I would go for the bigger trees if it meant I'd have to sacrifice performance on the other side. I'd rather just have the bigger trees filling in the space. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. So level of detail, you can see it is fading out, but that's quite a ways in the distance. This is probably maxed out at 300 or 400 TLOD. So you have quite a bit of empty space out there, but and you have, again, we have the buildings, you know, not looking perfect. They're kind of oblong, weird geometric shapes, but for photogrammetry, it's still remarkable. Still looks great when you're flying above it. You can see some of the details missing. So because you can't just custom model every single building on Earth or get perfect satellite imagery. So we'll have our expectations set at this level for the new version, and that's perfectly fine, especially for the type of flying that I'm doing personally. All right, aerial advertising. I wonder, do you get a score for how is this like mission accomplished? Like you have to fly this thing around the beach for 3 hours like the real guys do it, or it's interesting. But yeah, that's a cool mission. If you're new to flight sim and you want like an objective, you can be an aerial advertisers and get all of your hours so that you can move up to a regional airline one day, maybe. Okay, here's some VIPs. That guy's wearing a bulletproof vest. Or is this like GTA? What the heck? This guy's like a security guard for this man, and I don't know what his business is, but it looks shady. He's wearing a pink suit, and he has a private pilot with a red carpet waiting for him with the Cirrus jet. So we already know, I think it's like Flight Effects, who makes great add-ons, this is going to be free in the default, the Cirrus jet, and it's gonna, apparently it's like a very high fidelity. I don't own it because I just don't do a lot of GA flying, but this is a jet that I'd definitely be interested in. It looks like they are in, I think this is Telluride. It looks like, and now we're getting to see the seasons. Everything looks good. It does look like the current scenery. It is strange that like the trees in the foreground are green and then the ones in the background are white. It looks like these are probably from the legacy Flight Sim 2020 that don't have seasonality, and then the rest of the world has been updated to have seasonality, because even these bushes in front have snow on them. Anyhow, more people, more immersion. So we're going to take this VIP to his next business dealing in the Cirrus. So you could be like a corporate pilot, VIP charter service. And that's pretty cool. Like he's sitting in the plane. That's pretty immersive. I don't see the guy with the bulletproof vest, but really nice reflections off the metal. Like that, I mean, that looks pretty real. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like this whole scene, that's impressive. You have like the you can even see the sparkles in the paint on the Cirrus. Like look at that's like a special finish on the paint job. So you have like the sparkles on the paint, really amazing. I'm wondering, I mean, it looks like they put a lot of time and effort into doing the loading of the plane, so kind of like a GSX. I really hope they aqua hired GSX to do this, because they're like the best at it. But it really looks like they wanted to make this native in the platform, which no other simulator has. That's impressive. If they're going to allow you to load your passengers and cargo, and that's going to be all animated. So it seems like they're kind of going in that direction of making it native in the simulator. Amazing scene. This is probably somewhere over Colorado. Look at the definition in the rocks. This is what Jorg was showing off a few months ago, the tessellation and the detail. Just incredible, beautiful vegetation in its winter state on the slopes. You can see the tree lines are really defined. Unbelievable. Nice atmosphere, nice high level clouds. And they really like showing this like valley haze effect. We're going to keep seeing that in the preview. Okay, VIP charter service. Okay, here's one. Okay, again, I know everybody's looking at the airplanes. I'm like, man, I must be weird. I'm looking at the vegetation. Look at the detail of this high unmowed grass. You got daisies blooming. It looks like this is a cornfield, it appears. There's like a cypress in the background. Like just in this scene, there's like 20 different plants in here. And that's kind of the subconscious low level stuff here, like kind of makes the scene complete. Like imagine this scene with just flat land and like grass painting like that. This it would look terrible even with the amazing aircraft. Like, so it's really, I think they're tapping into something with the amount of work they've done in the vegetation. You have a tractor back there. That's great modeling. The clouds look phenomenal in my opinion in this scene. It just looks good. And then this is how they, I didn't even know this. This is how they refill pesticides. You have to land the chopper on this platform. That's nuts. I thought they would be able to link it up in an easier way, like pump it into the side, but I guess they have to land it on this platform so that they can pump it. The tires are looking sus here. They're kind of sinking into the ground, but I'm not really, this isn't really my cup of tea, is doing these types of missions. But look at the texture and the wood planks. You have the barbed wire holding the fence together. That's so complete. Let me look at like the human animations are incredibly smooth too. Like her hair is moving. There's just so much, considering this is a flight simulator, it's quite impressive, because the thing that people don't understand about flight simulators is that we're simulating everything. The whole world, every centimeter of the world needs to be simulated. And the more detail you can kind of incorporate into it, the more immersive it becomes. So this has never been seen before, the level of detail and immersion that they're putting into these scenes here. Okay, you can see, oh, you know what's interesting that I'm catching now is like you can really feel the shake of the cockpit. That's a really nice effect. Now I'm wondering, like, look at this. Okay, so we've departed the platform over here and we've circled around. It looks like we're gonna do crop dusting on a vineyard. Like, this looks like a vineyard, and I wonder if they have like some sort of algorithm where if they see these rows, it looks like it's 3-dimensional here. I wonder if they would be 3-dimensional. But like, dang, look at the grass. Like, oh my god, you can see the tree. Yeah, everything's moving off the prop wash here, off the rotor wash. Look at that. Oh, that is nuts. Look at the ground effect from the wash off of the rotor. And then you have the effects of you have a nice like vapor effect coming off of the pesticides or whatever she's spreading here. I wonder if those cypresses move. Let's see. No, they don't. They're not moving, but the grass is having a party down here. Look at the terrain, the level of the detail in the terrain, how it slopes down. It's unbelievable, the amount of detail that's included in here. But that's an impressive. I got to give it to him. Like, this is one of the more impressive things I've seen. Whoa. That looked real. Okay, what are we doing here? We got a tanker going down, and we can't land on it because it's going down. Now, that smoke effect looks very good. Like, that looks like a really cool flare smoke effect for an SOS off of a life raft. The water looks better. I think the water effects do look better in this simulator. The reflections look good. You can see it kind of enveloping the 3D object here. So they've actually done like what looks like a lot of work on water physics. Okay. Again, soft material simulator. That's the new name. SMS, soft material simulation, because none of this is possible without their soft materials like ropes and things like that. They're really proud of this. They like showing it because it allows you to do a lot of these aviation careers like search and rescue. So we're rescuing the crew off of this tanker. Okay, you see that shake effect. That's really nice. I don't know if that's also a camera effect that they're including. But yeah, he's got tension on that rope as he's lowering it. He's lowering his comrade to go save those people. And this is impressive. The animations, yeah, look really good, like the waves and stuff. Here's another SMS soft material simulator. It looks like we're bringing an air conditioning unit. Somebody's AC broke. And we're bringing it in this air crane here. Hang on, I want to, okay. Is that LA? Because that looks like the Staples Center. It looks like it. Yeah, this is LA. They definitely gets hot. They need air conditioning. Wow, okay, we're moving faster. This is faster than TikTok. Let's say, I want to take a look at the city real quick. So yeah, this is like TLOD 900, it looks like. You can see like it gets sparse out in the distance, but again, very proud of their soft rope physics simulation. So you can drop things, you can tow things, you can do a lot of things with the soft material simulation, as we're going to see later in the preview. Buildings look good in LA, comparable to how they look now, in my opinion. And this is another mission to bring an AC unit, I guess, to a skyscraper, or you're bringing it away. I'm not sure which one. But yeah, looks good. Atmosphere looks good. Clouds look very similar to 2020, in my personal opinion. We'll see if that changes, because they have another 6 months to kind of change things if they're trying to. You know what? Okay, I got to be honest. Like, one of the things that is lacking in flight sim for me is road traffic. It doesn't look good, and it's animated strangely. I would like to see those cars on the freeway, which I'm not seeing, or in like the surface streets, because it's moving so fast. I don't see any cars. Like, shouldn't we be seeing cars down here? You can see the giant trees, but you don't see the cars. I love the cars because it gives incredible scale when you're coming in on approach. But anyhow, this looks like a commercial for army recruiting. Like, this is the Airbus A400M, which any builds, I believe, is the one behind. And look at the light reflecting off of that PBR material. Ooh, that. I don't know that I'll ever fly this thing, but this is an epic shot. It looks like off the coast of Monterey, or so. I'm probably way off. That's not Monterey. That's like you would see houses over here. I don't know where this is, but I want to go there. This looks beautiful. Sunset, beautiful like purple, yellow reflections on this plane. That looks very nice. Nice waves. Again, I think the water is highly improved in this simulator. So yeah, here comes the tactical A400M, which has a really good short field performance. We got the flares. It looks like they really want to show off their smoke effects, because they keep showing it, and it's kind of going up into the air. And yeah, again, I'm gonna bring this up. How many plants are we seeing in here? I mean, I'm not an arborist, but I think we got at least 24 plants up in here, and some interesting like water puddling effects, which I don't think we've seen yet. So we have some puddling effects, and this guy's going to try to make a remote cargo operations mission into this field, which it definitely will be able to do because it has crazy reverse performance. So I don't even think it would need half of this space. So let's watch him do it. Yeah. Oh, did you see the bumps? That might be the new ground physics. Let's watch that. They only gave us like 1 second of everything. So you really gotta. I'm catching new things every time I see this. Okay, yeah, that didn't look that phenomenal. Okay, we'll see. I'm gonna be at FS Expo, so if any of you guys are at FS Expo, hit me up, and we can speculate and nerd out on this stuff. But okay, remote cargo apps. Next thing is aerial firefighting. So I thought this was a crop duster. I think it is used for that. I think Coronado's behind this plane, as Jorg said on the last stream. So it'll definitely be really cool and good quality Coronado modeling. And I guess it can do more than just crop dusting. They're using it for aerial firefighting, and it's got pontoons, so it looks like it can land on water. So a very versatile plane. And he looks like he's somewhere in the mountains. I can't tell which continent based on the vegetation, but definitely in a difficult terrain that only this type of firefighting is going to be effective in. So this is another great mission for people getting into the hobby, and they definitely want to show more of their physics with the water falling. It would be interesting if you could see head on or straight behind to see if the water is affected by the wind, but they're giving us a nice side view here. And look at that. Ooh, you know, again, they really want to show their smoke, because you can see the smoke rising up. They really are focused on, put a lot of effort into their particle effects, and that's why they're kind of showing all of this stuff. Ironically, the only thing I got really excited about was the airline stuff, but this is still amazing that the simulator can do these things. Amazing shot from above the rotor of the sky crane. Again, smoke is in the background. They really want to show the smoke. It is impressive. Like, it's naturally rising, and it just adds a lot to the scene. And again, more detailed vegetation that we've never seen these species of plants before. Explore our world. Okay, that looks like Banff, I'm guessing, in Canada. A beautiful stream, again, bordered by rocks, which are not really present in the current sim, like in this detail. And you have all these different types of ferns and grasses and alpine diversity going straight up the cliff faces. So yeah, there's a lot that maybe everybody's looking at the sky, the rocks, and the plain, but there's I think what they really want to stress is how much they've put into the biodiversity and the landscapes into the simulator, and the water is that, I mean, I like to fly fish. That does look like a natural current that you would see in a stream. So it's amazing from looking up to all the way down. You're getting the whole world, and it's just going to get better and better as they refine their processes. Amazing. All right. I didn't even see this until just now. The tires are kicking dirt onto the plane. I don't know if that's an animation or if that's a real physics, but watch this. Look at that. It's kicking it, and it's actually like painting the plane. Ooh, and it looks like wet. Like, look at the after effect, like it's wet. So it's got like a sheen to it. So I wonder if you let it sit out there, would it dry? That's quite amazing. And yeah, this is like the Super Cub, which is like the super powered Cub. And this thing can get into small places, and also has quite a bit of power to get out of them too. And this is interesting. Like, I don't know what to think about this camera. Is this something that's going to be like a camera mode that, like, if you're flying an A320, that you'll be able to just whip out a camera and like change the aperture and the focus? Or I wonder if this is a new feature that they're kind of teasing with this scene. But again, look at this vegetation. Like, this looks like you're like somewhere like in Yellowstone, or like we're in northern Canada, or kind of, there is no northern, nobody lives in northern Canada. Everybody lives in southern Canada because you'd die if you went too far north. But anyway, yeah, this looks like summertime, like in Banff. And you have like, I forget, like not redwoods, but particular types of trees. Like, again, look at the moss on the rocks. Look at the different variations of blooming grasses. Man, you have like alpine trees, you have deciduous, like it's so diverse. And look at the detail in the bark on the tree. Incredible. I know I should be looking at the airplane because it's a flight simulator, but there's so much more that they added. Like, look at this random I'm gonna have to get like an arborist book just to appreciate all this. So yeah, amazing. And so what he's gonna do here is like use this camera and zoom in and get a shot of this deer. Again, this is a flight simulator. This isn't a hunting simulator or a sightseeing simulator. But okay, the deer is cool, whatever, if you're into that sort of thing. But look at the bark on the tree. It looks like you could run your hand against it and the bark would come, like it would come off. And then look at the detail in the pine needles. I don't even know how this is possible, if I'm being honest. Like, look at the detail in the leaves, the twigs. Yeah. I feel like they're going to license this to they're going to like turn this into like a gardening app or I don't know. Unbelievable. Okay. So if I'm being honest, this is probably the most impressive scene to me in the entire preview. They're showing off a lot of things here, from the atmosphere, the lighting. They always like to show this like early morning or late evening like haze effect, which kind of you see when you're in a real airplane or you get above the horizon, you'll see this. if the light's hitting at the atmospheric effect. I think it's called like Raleigh scattering or something like that. Somebody can correct me in the comments. But yeah, we're sitting here in beautiful Paris, France. We have a nice model of the Eiffel Tower, and again, soft model physics where they're showing off this incredible hot air balloon. And look at this. I've been in hot air balloons. I've never seen this. I guess you can pop an engine on it so that you can have some say in which direction you're going. So not only do they have hot air balloons, they have like these semi-powered hot air balloons where I guess you can kind of decide where you're going to go. You definitely need that, I'm guessing, if you're flying over a cityscape, because you can't just land on somebody's balcony. So interesting. I didn't even know that existed. This is a small basket. Two guys are sightseeing, and yeah, very impressive. This is like really cool to see over a major metropolitan area, the amount of detail combined with the new atmospheric effects and the physics and stuff. So this really gets me excited for what they've built here. Okay, VTOL here. So I know like X-Plane is really into this because you need the correct physics to make this work. So I think they're kind of teasing these types of aircraft to show like, hey, we can do this too, just so you know. They're kind of putting everybody on notice, letting like, you know, we can do complex physics models with rotors, forward, backwards, up, down. We can do it all. And again, beautiful model, amazing atmospheric effects as we come into Dubai here. Yeah, just nice animations, nice reflections. Here we are in, I believe, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Or is it Rio de Janeiro? Excuse me. You have the sky blimp thing. Hang on, we gotta take a look because there's the lighting. Like they might be okay. This actually, I think what they're trying to show here is like the extended night lighting here, where you can see the major freeways and arteries way, way, way out into the distance. The terrain seems to keep its definition, like its high definition, way out into the distance. And again, in the foreground, look at the trees. Like, I really think it adds more to the simulator than people think, the vegetation. But man, look at like the like the towns down here. This just has like a mix of water, terrain, city, vegetation. This is a cool shot that kind of shows a lot of what the simulator can do. So yeah, let's continue. Okay, what are these called? These are like are these lily pads? These are like definitely floating, and yeah, oh my god, I just saw the gators there. I didn't see that the first time I watched this. So these are like, this is in the Everglades. Look at that sun lens flare effect coming through the trees. We're kind of in the bush here, or we're in the swamp with these gators down here. And you have these old, I forget what these are called. I used to watch Swamp Bloggers. If anybody remembers that. That was one of my favorite shows. They would like reclaim these sunken trees here in the Everglades and sell them for a ton of money. But yeah, you got these gators. So they really want to show off like the wildlife, essentially bring the simulator to life. But look at the beautiful water effects, just those nice ripples early in the morning. Nice, really nice clouds. I don't see any graininess in the clouds here. And again, a new type of vegetation that we have not seen. I feel like they're trying to let us know you can go anywhere in the world and the biosphere in that, like the biodiversity is going to be spot on. And that in itself is a monumental task if they pulled that off. So yeah, we got the de Havilland coming in here on skis, water skis. And maybe those guys are going to go fishing. But yeah, nice scene. Very cool. And then here we go again. Soft models. Wait, you're going too fast, Asobo. Soft models. This looks like it's in Switzerland. Somewhere. I don't know. If anybody knows that mountain, let me know in the comments. Amazing alpine. Beautiful trees. There's less diversity because of the altitude up here. But these trees look incredible. The physics, I can't really, because it's so short, I can't really tell like how good the physics are. Yeah, I can see it's kind of wiggling the rope with the tension. Is dynamic, but yeah, amazing. Climbing out. over the is going to go for a nice gliding adventure pulled by like what looks like a skyhawk. Nice rocks, like that's still pretty detailed up in the corners here, and that's quite a ways out. So I guess like the other thing is the man, there's so much to look at. Look at the haze. Like the haze is something it looks like they've worked on to kind of give a better atmospheric effect with the haze, because you can see that's exactly what it looks like in real life. If you ever go to real mountainous terrain and you look out in the distance, you'll see it, but there's like a haze, and they've done a good job in 2024. Really nice texturing, beautiful cliff face here. I'm not sure where this is. Looks like a mission that you're gonna get a grade on, like A, B, C. Cool for people that want to perfect their helicopter flying rotorcraft. And again, looks windy, so you're gonna have to take that into account when you're landing a helicopter to land it into the wind. Yeah, it looks like a nice, challenging mission for newcomers to the hobby and experienced people as well. Is that a that's not a Robinson, is it? Not sure. R222. Okay. That is the DC Designs A10, I believe, which they said they're bringing into the simulator. So something to look forward to for people who like to fly combat aircraft, and looks like we're going under aqueduct somewhere and doing some stunts. And there's a nice Tudor style house in the background. It looks like we're in fall, so we're showing the different seasons. Beautiful lighting again. You can see the reflection off his helmet. Okay, rotorcraft. I don't even think that would happen in real life. Is anybody really taking these things through trees like that? But let's look at the ground textures. I think that's what they're kind of letting us know. Are these rocks flying? Like, are they screwing around with rock? Like, are they kicking up rocks here? No, they're not. But still an impressive scene to show these beautiful trees with their branches and some people having fun flying recreationally through a nice environment. Oh, okay. Again, I live in the desert. This is really remarkable. They have the cacti, like high definition vegetation, beautiful dirt. You can see tracks in the dirt. And when you get in the desert, they call it like the painted desert, because the way the sun hits, it turns a lot of the mountains like purpley and yellowy and orange. This looks exactly like what I see on a daily basis where I live. Like, ooh, and it looks like really smooth. Like for whatever reason, this shot like looks incredibly smooth to me. And then I don't know if you caught that, but like there was a cactus that pops in, so we are gonna be seeing that for sure in 2024. Yeah, I don't know if you caught it there, but there's a little bit of scenery popping. Okay, we're back in these crazy rotorcraft here, and here they want to show us the new particle effects on windshields. So we've got some water kind of cascading down. It would be cascading up the windshield since we're moving forward with velocity, but they want to show us that. And here's like that haze that they keep wanting to show. And to show off like these new atmospheric effects that they're working on. That's nuts. Like, look at the foliage. Again, this is a vegetation sim first and a soft physics model second, and then a flight sim third. Like, look at the water, the cliffs, the texturing, the moss, the plants, the colors, the seasonality, and now we're back to soft model simulation. Here we go. Okay, that is a very nice effect. We're lighting up fire, doing combustible things. We're definitely in Africa because I forget the name of these trees, but these are definitely found in South Africa. And beautiful, look at these, I don't know even know what you call that. These little like leaflets off of these branches are so detailed. And look at the way the fire is, I wonder if that's actually physics. Look at the way the fire illuminates the balloon here. Like, wow. Hang on. Like it actually illuminates, and then when the fire goes down, it tones it down. That's a crazy lighting effect. Look at the detail in this basket. Just a beautiful scene. Nice clouds. We're kind of elevated up here. Really, really nice. It's funny to think like a lot of people, I wonder if hot air balloon people are going to use this simulator to train. That would be quite funny. But I wonder if it's good enough to do that. Okay, this guy's soloing. They're all soloing. And we're like above the, we're sitting on this valley. That's cool. I didn't know like they have like these metal, looks like metal brackets that kind of help them land and when they're on the ground. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. So yeah, soft model simulator. They're something they're very proud about and want to keep showing off. Look at the grasses and beautiful trees, a nice river cutting through this valley. You have your wildlife and giraffes, which you've seen in other previews, and they are going for a nice hot air balloon ride through somewhere in Africa. I don't think there's anything else that really is remarkable that I can point out here. Okay, here we go again with the particle effects. This is something that X-Plane does very well, and I think they want to let them know again, like, hey, we can do that too. We have we have like some sort of weather system here with lightning that they want to show. That animation looked really real. Like the way it fades out, which is something you see in real life, you know, like it doesn't stay there. It kind of like fades. So yeah, they're trying to show like an electrical storm here underneath this pilot, and he's got the particle effects. And again, yeah, just amazing. The atmospheric effects is something that they've clearly put an enormous amount of time on. I know this is like an experimental aircraft. I'm not sure where they're flying here, but really nice definition in the terrain. The clouds. This to me does look like Flight Sim 2020. The way the clouds are kind of rendering here, which isn't a problem. I think it looks good. And then you can kind of see the transparency below him as we're looking through the clouds. And you've got some ships, which might be something that they've wanted to add more life, and some nice water effects. You can see the reflection off the coastline as well, which looks cool. And I think that the light here looks nice too. They might have enhanced like the airplane lighting. We'll see. And there's the Aurora Borealis. And again, it looks like they tweaked the lighting for cities, towns, villages, whatever you want to call it. Is it looks like it has a little bit more definition. Like the bloom isn't as spread out. It looks like it does look a little bit more real to me if I'm being honest. And I'm not seeing my cars though. I'm not seeing my beautiful car traffic that I really want. But other than that, this is like definitely enhanced. It looks like the skies are just looking great with those new effects. The sky is calling. Okay, answer the call. It's coming November 19th, 2024. So we've got some time here.
Play it day one with.
So what is that? You got July, August, September, October, November. It's like 5 months, 5 months and a week about from when this video is made. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Let me know all the things I missed. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you have any predictions, and we'll have a fun time talking about it. We got lots of time to see what's going to happen, and I'm looking forward to playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.